So in my journal here, I just started a page when I first got my glucose monitor that just said glucose spike reductions. And so I started listing all the things that could help lower my glucose spikes. Because instead of spike, 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 what I want instead is a slow up and a slow back down. Think rolling hills instead of jagged peaks. That's what I want. And one of the reasons I want that, so thing number one that I have listed in my journal here, I'm just going to go through them, is that after age 40, we lose 1% of our muscle mass a year. And after age 60, that goes to 2% a year. And so I want to be, after the age of 40, I want to be actively working to increase the muscle mass in my body, because muscle is going to be better able to use the blood sugar, the glucose in my body. And so I want to be able to build some muscle. So number one on my list here is that the order we eat our food actually matters. Now, that doesn't mean you have to leave 10 minutes between your food. It means that when you have food on your plate, it matters that you have a good balance. One of the best balances that I found as I was looking around was the traditional Mediterranean diet, where you have half the plate is vegetables or slow digesting carbohydrates, right? So think things like broccoli and green beans, things that are vegetables that would take up half your plate. And then we want good high quality protein to take up a small portion of that plate. Some good fats, the best fats are going to be olive oil and coconut oil. And I'll get into that later on why those are the best ones. And then your whole grain starches can take up the rest of the plate for the Mediterranean diet. So now when you look at that plate, you want to eat the fiber first. If you can, in some of the things that I've researched, if you can eat 8 grams of fiber as the first thing from your meal, then that is going to greatly reduce the carbohydrate or the glucose response that your body has, even if you eat a high carbohydrate food later in your meal. After the fiber, you want to eat the proteins and the fats, and then the carbohydrate last, because that is the way that signals your body is for a lower glucose spike and a slower digestion, so that the insulin can have and the glucose can have a rolling hill instead of a jagged spike.